Hi everybody, I'm Josh from US Cutter, and today we're going to show you how to apply heat transfer vinyl with just an iron. So there's a few things that I want to talk about before we get started. First, I want to let you know that all this heat transfer vinyl we've already pre-cut. It's very important that when you're cutting stuff for heat transfer vinyl, before you start your cut is to mirror your image. The reason that's important is I'll show you why right now. Alright, so what you'll notice from the start is that it's backwards. See? You can read it right fine there, but that's not the side that's going to be up on a t-shirt. This is going to be what's up. So make sure you cut it mirrored. Another very important thing to know is what side you should be cutting. When you notice your heat transfer vinyl, you notice you're going to have a gloss side and then a matte side. So that gloss side is what is actually going to be your clear backer that the vinyl adheres to. It's going to be a little bit sticky so the vinyl can stay attached to it, but don't worry about that because as soon as you press it with a little bit of heat, it'll go right on the shirt. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. And then we're going to get started here with this black vinyl that I've cut. So now I'm just going to weed it real quick. All right. Now that I've finished weeding, you might be able to tell that I'm just a little bit conceited, but we've got two images here now that we can press on easily with an iron. So now what I'm going to do is just cut them up. Okay, so now that I've got everything cut up, weeded, and ready to go, the next thing to do is to press it onto a t-shirt. So what I've got here is just a basic table, pretty much what everyone's going to be using, counter, table, anything. Thing is, you don't want to mess it up. So what we're going to do is I'm going to lay down a shirt just as a base layer to protect the table from any heat the iron might apply to it. I don't want to burn it or anything like that. They could, yeah, you could also use a towel. You could use a old blanket. Just anything that you could think of that would keep the heat from damaging your table, go ahead and use it. And you do want to make sure that it's nice and flat too, because if you have something that's wrinkled or with too many wrinkles or that's like sticking up through, it can really affect the way that your press. Because when we're actually pressing, we're going to be standing up, applying pressure like that. So what I'll do real quick is just hit this with the iron, make sure that it's nice and flat. Ah, yes. So I'm using a cotton t-shirt for what I'm applying to. So I've got my temperature set to cotton right now. What I'd recommend doing is, if you had a laser thermometer, hit it that way you can maybe get a more exact reading, but I don't happen to have one, so I just have it set on the cotton setting right now. It seems to work just fine for me. So we've got our first shirt laid down, and we're going to put the shirt that we're going to actually press on down over top of it. Make sure we get our wrinkles out where we're going to apply it. So first, we'll start with this horseshoe. Now you may notice that my iron is not big enough to cover the entire horseshoe. So no worries though, because all I'm going to do is I'm going to start with one side, press it for a little while, and I'm only going to do this for about 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Move over to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, just want to make sure that I've got even pressure. And just wipe it just a little bit. Take it. And just peel it back. And it's attached to the shirt. Easy peasy, right? Now let's see what else we could do. Can we do multiple layers with an iron? For some reason, maybe I'll just lay down this number 1 over the horseshoe right there. No problem. You can do that with an iron. Same process. But now, you do want to watch out because see how we have a little bit over here where the plastic doesn't cover the heat transfer vinyl that we've already put down? So for this case, I'm going to take my other one over here where I've got a little extra, or even better, take my old piece, make sure there's no heat transfer vinyl on it, and just lay it down over it. And that way it'll protect the heat transfer vinyl that we've already laid down from the iron again. So from being ironed. Now, I'm going to try and straighten this up just a little bit more because I don't want my shirt to look bad. All right, so same thing as last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Down to the other half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then just roll up and down, make sure it's nice and flat. Then we're going to start peeling off our extra side, our extra piece. And we'll start with the 1. And as you can see, we have a layered image. Now, what you see right here at the end, see how that's coming up? That's because I didn't apply enough pressure down at the end. I had some of it sticking off. So if you have a mistake like that, just like I did, very easy to fix. Again, you should not throw it on the ground like I just did, just in case. I would keep my little scrap, just keep one, just in case something like this happens, or if you have to do a layered image. Now, I'm just going to take that in and just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you're done. So, here we have it. Nice layered image, no problem. So now that we've pressed it on there, just with our first initial press, you're going to get about 20 to 25 washes out of it. If you want to increase the life of your shirt, then what you're going to want to do is just real quickly go through and repress everything again. Because the more that you can firmly press that heat transfer vinyl down into the fabrics, the more washability and the better life of the shirt that you're going to get from it. So what I'm going to do here, start with the top half. Same thing, just 10 more seconds, plenty of pressure. Same thing here. And then again, remember, your iron does not go the whole way like this. Don't be like Josh. And so once you've done that, you've got the heat transfer vinyl in there, really nice. Now, heat transfer vinyl that we used today was the Poli-Flex Turbo. And I'm sorry, the heat transfer vinyl that we used today was the Polytape Turbo. The good thing about this heat transfer vinyl is it is very stretchable. And another good thing is you only have to apply it at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. So that means that you can apply it to all types of different things, like polyester and all types of other fabrics, nylon even, that you may not be able to with the higher 305, 315 degrees that you have to do with other heat transfer vinyls. Another good thing about it, as you saw, you can layer it. Now, it's not a very thick vinyl. Me personally, I wouldn't go over about 3 to 4 layers, but some people, I've even seen it go up to 5. If you're doing something like, say, with a felt or a glitter that's actually going to feel a bit more raised, then you can get away with a few more layers. But then there's also people that, you know, if you're good with Photoshop or your cutting software, that you can actually just have it go through and not have to layer it with multiple colors. So now that I've shown you what you can do with an iron, you might be wondering, well, what else can I do? Well, there's all types of heat transfer vinyls. You have glitters, you have patterns, you've even got some printable heat transfer vinyl that you can use with a color inkjet printer or a laser printer that may work out just fine. But you may think, well, I know that I can't be doing all of this with an iron, and you may be tired of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 every time you press something. Well, when you're ready to move up, there's all types of heat presses that you can use. Some of the smaller ones start out around 9 inches by 12 inches, but I would personally recommend starting out with something that's around 15 inches by 15 inches. That'll give you enough size to where you can do a full-size adult t-shirt in one press, or if you're doing like a 2X or a 3X shirt, you could do that in 2 presses just by doing a half, sliding over, and then half. So it's a good middle ground to start in. And then once you get to, if you're looking to go to make it a more professional heat press, maybe something 16 inches by 20 inches or 20 by 20. There's all types. But, you know, if you're just looking to craft, and if you're just starting out or doing some crafting, then, you know, a low-end 15 by 15 heat press for around $300 or less would be just fine for you.